Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back. I am going to be talking a little bit now about what to do when and how do you know what to do when. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that will guide you through how you find all of your due dates and make sure that you've got everything covered. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we will take a look at a couple of things in the D2L shell. So the first place I wanted to go is this is the student view, so this is what you can currently see. Now, if you've already done the scavenger hunt exercise, you'll see more stuff, and that's fine. But what you need to be able to look at this point to know what to do when is the schedule. So under course documents, here's your schedule. It will load someday, I swear. Apologize. Wanted to show you where it was before I went ahead and opened it. Should not take this long. Syllabus opens. Why won't my schedule open? Okay, everything opens except this. Here's your schedule. I apologize. I will be renaming this so it just says schedule. But anyway, if you go ahead and zoom in on this a bit, then you'll be able to see that there's a number of things here that we can look at. And what I'm most interested in showing you, get this to move. It's going to be difficult. Okay, fine. So what I'm most interested in showing you is that there are dates. So you'll see the lecture number and the date. So for instance, lecture 1 is going to be on the 31st of May, 2023. That's our introduction and matters in units of measure. Okay, that covers chapter 1, sections 4 through 6 and 7 through 9. Chapter, that implies that I need to be able to look at something, right? And that's true. So if I come into, and I'm going to duplicate this so that I don't have to move. So if I come into ALEKS and I click my link to go to ALEKS, I apologize. It's doing that to me because I'm in the student view. So let me in here. This is ALEKS. It's just a different way to get there. I have a shortcut for it. And I'll go to the student view here. You guys come into ALEKS, and I'll talk in more detail about what's in ALEKS and where you can find everything. You'll see that there's a thing for the textbook. Okay, there is an image of how to get to this within the D2L shell, but there is a textbook. Okay, this textbook can open. Hey, we can open a textbook. And if I open that textbook and I see that I'm looking at chapter 1, sections 4, 6, 4, 5, and 6, and then 7 through 9. Now, those were two different sections. That's why they're listed the way they're listed. So we would start with classification matter. So you can click into this, and this will give you a bunch of information about classification matter. Okay. It is my expectation, and I will talk about this again, that you have read this material before that lecture. Now, I know that's not going to happen for the first lecture. I'm perfectly aware of that. But that's the idea, is that you should have read this and looked at it before you go to lecture, because that will make it easier for you to understand and remember stuff when you're in the lecture. Other things that you'll see here, D2L/ALEKS lesson. So, and the ALEKS quiz that's due, and the the blue ALEKS quiz that's due is related to the lab stuff. And I'll talk about the lab in detail later. But that will tell you what part of ALEKS you will need to turn in for that. So, and again, that's going to be in your assignments. I'll show you this again in detail so we can filter this for homework, and I can view upcoming and view all, and filter this for homework again. What you'll see is the matter in units of measure is right here. So that's the homework associated with that particular topic, right? So that's what we're talking about there. You'll also see that there is a due date for that. And there's actually 2 dates that you'll see in the schedule. One is the recommended due date. So if we do this class on the 31st, I'm recommending that you have that homework done by the 1st of June. Okay? It gives you 2 days to work on that homework. Now, do you have to do it then? No, absolutely. You've got time. It's due on the 22nd of June. You can turn it in past the 22nd of June if you choose to do so. If you do so, then there is a 40% penalty for having done so. This material is meant to help you prepare for the test. So it should be done when this stuff is talked about. Okay? So there's that. And one of the other things that I'm going to tell you in terms of what to do when we come up here and we do this, if you come down here, you'll see your list for success. And there's a bunch of stuff that I said here about how I would approach this material. So, have a plan. Know that you know when you're going to study and keep to that plan. Read the text before you come to the lecture. Ask questions during the lecture in the lab. Okay. The in-class practice and the practice. Do the lab work, do the ALEKS homework, and do the exam review sheets. And I'll talk about all of these in detail in a slightly different video. But these steps will outline for you what my expectations are in terms of the work that you're going to do. Now, is this a bunch of work? Yeah, it's a bunch of work. Okay. So typically what we talk about is each lecture is meant to take about 2 hours. So that 2 hours, 3 times a week, gives you 6 hours for time you're supposed to spend in class. Outside of that, you should be spending about the same amount of time for the lab. So that's about 12 hours a week that you're expected to be spending on this material. Now, are you going to spend an actual 2 hours in a lecture? Not necessarily, no. Okay. I approach this in a way that we have shorter lectures, hopefully enough, but shorter, so that you have time to work on some of this practice that I'm asking you to do. Because listening to me talk about it is fine, but it's not going to help you answer those questions. So we need to get you practicing with that material so that you can figure out if you know how to do it. Okay, so there's that. Now, that should be everything that you need to know about what to do when. Okay, so that should give you an indication of what the expectations are for what you're going to be doing and when you need to be doing them. Now I'm going to come back shortly and talk about some other things. I have a bunch of these I'm going to plug together and post for you guys. So I will be back soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.